The morning sun hung lazily over Lincoln High as students poured through the gates, laughing, shoving, scrolling their phones like they were immune to the world's cruelty. Among them walked Amara Williams, the quiet black girl who had transferred just 2 weeks ago. Her posture was straight but guarded, her backpack hugged close to her chest like a shield. She had the kind of calm presence that drew no attention until the wrong people decided to notice her. Amara wasn't the type to talk much. She'd answer teachers politely, keep her head down, and sit alone during lunch. But that calm silence, that mystery, irritated a few who fed off attention, especially Megan Turner, the self-proclaimed queen of the hallway, and her loyal followers Chloe and Brittany. To them, someone like Amara, a quiet, beautiful girl who didn't need validation, was a threat. It started with whispers, snickers when Amara passed, notes slipped onto her desk saying things like, "Too proud to talk," or "Think you're better than us." She ignored it, she always had. Back in her old school, she'd faced worse. She'd learned that sometimes silence burns louder than words. But silence also paints a target on your back. The bullies mistook it for weakness. They didn't know that Amara's calm came from discipline, something she'd been taught since she was 7 years old when her father enrolled her in Muay Thai, after she'd come home crying from being pushed at the playground. Years of training had shaped her mind more than her fists. "You don't fight for anger, baby," her father used to say. "You fight for peace." That morning, peace was the last thing on the bullies' minds. Amara was at her locker, carefully organizing her books. Her dark curls framed her face, her headphones dangled loosely around her neck, faint music humming from them. She barely noticed Megan's reflection appearing in the locker's mirror-like door. "Well, well," Megan sneered, arms crossed, lips twisted. "If it isn't the silent superstar." Chloe giggled. "Maybe she doesn't talk because she thinks she's too good for us," Brittany chimed in. "Or maybe she doesn't know how to talk to normal people." Amara shut her locker gently and turned to face them, her eyes steady. "I'm not looking for trouble," she said calmly. Megan smirked. "Funny thing about trouble, it doesn't care what you're looking for." She stepped closer, crowding Amara's space. Students began slowing down, sensing the tension. Phones came out. The hallway was about to become a show. "Look at me when I'm talking to you," Megan hissed. When Amara didn't flinch, Megan's temper cracked. She grabbed Amara's collar, yanking her forward. The crowd gasped. The motion was sudden, violent, the kind of moment that usually ended with humiliation. Megan expected fear, but what she got was something she couldn't name. Amara didn't panic. Her breathing stayed slow, her eyes clear as glass. In that frozen second, her training took over. She could feel the shift of Megan's weight, the tension in her wrist, the imbalance in her stance. Every detail was mapped in her mind like muscle memory waiting to be triggered. "Let go," Amara said softly. The softness only enraged Megan more. "Or what? You gonna—" Before she could finish, Amara's hand snapped up. One precise move, her wrist twisting, her body pivoting lightly to the side. Megan's own arm bent awkwardly, her balance gone in an instant. In less than a second, the school bully was off balance, forced down by the same hand that she had used to grab someone else. A startled cry escaped her lips as Amara stepped back and released her. Megan stumbled, crashing into the lockers. The hallway fell silent. For a moment, nobody breathed. Chloe's mouth hung open. Brittany froze mid-laugh. Megan's face turned red with humiliation. The scene was frozen like a painting. The predator had just been reminded what it felt like to be prey. Amara adjusted her collar quietly, not a hint of arrogance in her movements. Only calm control. "You shouldn't touch people like that," she said softly. Phones were already recording. The entire hallway had caught what happened. A few gasps turned into murmurs. Someone whispered, "She just flipped her," like, what even was that? Another said, "I think she knows martial arts or something." Megan got up, her pride burning hotter than her scraped elbow. "You think you can embarrass me in front of everyone?" she screamed. Amara sighed. "I didn't want to embarrass you, I just wanted you to stop. But bullies don't stop when they lose control. They double down." Megan lunged again, fury blinding her. Amara sidestepped, her movements clean, effortless, graceful. Megan hit the locker instead. The metallic clang echoed down the hall. Chloe rushed to pull her back, but Megan shoved her hand away. "This isn't over," she spat, her voice shaking between rage and fear. Amara simply picked up her books. "I know," she said quietly. Then she walked away, leaving the crowd stunned. By lunchtime, the video had spread like wildfire. "New girl drops Megan," the caption read. The clip looped again and again on every phone in the cafeteria. Some laughed, some whispered, and some just stared at Amara in new respect. She sat alone, eating her sandwich in peace, but she could feel the eyes around her, some in awe, others in resentment. Across the room, Megan sat with her face buried in her hands, seething. "She made me look weak," she muttered. "She made me look like a joke." Chloe hesitated. "Meg, maybe just leave her alone. Everyone saw it." "No!" Megan cut her off. "No one humiliates me and walks away. I'll make her pay. Tonight." Amara felt a chill run down her spine later that afternoon as she left school. The parking lot was nearly empty. She could hear faint footsteps behind her, laughter echoing in the distance. Her instincts whispered what her heart already knew. They were following her. Megan and her two shadows emerged from behind a row of cars, faces hard and eyes gleaming with vengeful pride. Megan's voice rang out. "You think you're special because you know a few moves? Let's see how tough you are when there's no audience." Amara stopped walking. Her backpack slipped off her shoulder. She turned slowly, the wind brushing her curls across her cheek. "You really don't learn, do you?" she said. Megan charged. Chloe and Brittany followed, shouting. But the world seemed to slow for Amara. Every breath, every step, every movement became crystal clear. Her body moved like instinct, like rhythm, a sidestep, a parry, a controlled push. Chloe stumbled into a car door. Brittany froze. Megan swung wildly. Amara blocked it, spun, and sent her sprawling again, her anger crashing against calm precision. When it ended, the three bullies were panting, humiliated, and bruised, not from pain but from realization. Amara stood tall, calm as ever. "I told you," she said, her voice even. "I don't fight for anger, I fight to stop it." She picked up her bag, turned, and walked toward the setting sun, leaving them speechless. That night, the video from earlier hit 100,000 views. People flooded the comments with messages. Finally, someone stood up. She didn't even lose her cool. "This girl's a legend." Megan sat alone in her room, staring at her phone, her reflection ghosting in the screen. For the first time, she wasn't angry. She was confused, embarrassed, maybe even guilty. But pride doesn't die easily. Tomorrow, she thought, would be different. Amara, meanwhile, sat on her bed, staring at her Muay Thai gloves. Her father's words echoed in her mind. "When people try to hurt you, remember, they're showing you what's inside them, not what's inside you," she whispered softly to herself. "Then I'll show them peace." Little did she know, Chapter 2 would test that peace harder than ever.